All-Star fever sweeps into Denver.
It's just a great experience for them.
Fans flocking downtown despite blistering hot temperatures.
And I get to help create lifetime memories, really, and that's what it's all about.
The Major League buzz, a much-needed boost for the city.
The past year's been challenging in a lot of ways.
Beyond the ballpark, live music is making a comeback.
We have an amazing jewel here in Five Points.
How the organizers of one jazz event hope to build on the MLB buzz.
We want to make sure that people get an opportunity to come back to the community.
We have ourselves a hot start to All-Star Week here in Denver, but the threat of triple-digit temperatures is doing very little to dampen the enthusiasm of baseball fans flocking to our city this weekend. Good evening and welcome to Denver7 News at 5. I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. We have team coverage for you tonight. Gary Brode is catching up with the fans, excited to see their favorite MLB stars up close and, of course, to try their skills at a few fun events.
Liz Gilardi checking out in with a jazz event, hoping to capitalize on the surge of visitors by offering something a little different outside the ballpark area.
First, let's get to Mike Nelson on this weather action day. Mike, you've been keeping an eye on the high temperature record today.
We tied the record. We may not get to 100 today like we did yesterday, but we certainly will not get to 100 for the rest of the All-Star weekend into Monday and Tuesday. And here's why. There are some scattered thunderstorms popping up just to the north of Denver. I think for any outdoor activities this evening in the metro, we'll be in pretty good shape. You might get a brief little sprinkler or gust of wind. There are some stronger storms northeast Colorado where a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect, and that goes until 9 o'clock tonight. And that is being caused by a cold front that is sliding down into the state from the north. And this cold front is going to be very, very welcome for us, because look at the difference in the temperatures. We had 98 for a high here today. It was 107 at Grand Junction. That's the hottest temperature ever recorded in Grand Junction. But to the north of us, just 85 at Rapid City, and that cooler air is coming our way just in time for some really fair skies and hopefully a lot of fair balls as we head through the All-Star weekend.
Yeah, that is my kind of cold front. Thank you. The All-Star Game, as you know, itself is on Tuesday. Between now and then, there's a packed schedule downtown.
Absolutely, and fans are already getting involved in batting practice and all kinds of baseball-themed challenges.
Gary Brode's live in Denver this evening. Gary, there's a real party atmosphere growing down there.
And it really hasn't stopped since about 10:30 this morning, and you know, it's something for everybody here. I'm looking over the MLB trophies and memorabilia. You know, there's stuff for the Hall of Fame right across from me, and behind me here, a little something for the kids, the real stars of the day today. This is a home run robbery, as you can see right there, doing their best Ken Griffey Jr. impression. But as I found out, there really is truly something for the family, for everyone of all age groups. Meet James Oldenburg, and James Oldenburg, and James Oldenburg. 3 generations of baseball fans.
I've been a baseball fan kind of most of my life since my dad took me to Dodgers games when I was a young kid. So now we're trying to take James here to Rockies games.
Here at Play Ball Park, this grandfather, father-son combo are at the development training area.
They put a ball on a tee and then you try and hit it.
And that's to go with the sprints and proper stretching before, of course. The family was having so much fun, even Grandpa took a few swings of BP.
I didn't think I would even hit it, to be honest.
There were no swings and misses today, only memories they will cherish.
It's great to be the 3 of us together and be able to do something. It's something I'll obviously remember for, a long time. They really were a great family. I had a lot of fun hanging around with them for a few minutes here. I'm not going to let the kids just have the fun, though. I got to try this myself. Let me give me 1 or 2 tries at this. All right, here we go.
All right, good try. Good try.
All right, so
for
not
effort.
as good as I was planning, but hey, I got above, so I probably would have robbed the home run. Just saying, though, just a little redemption there. Back to you.
Man, that looks like
Absolutely.
fun.
So convincing, Gary.
Thanks for that, Gary.
And for more All-Star stories, search Denver7 on your Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, or Android device, and head over to thedenverchannel.com for a complete rundown of this weekend's events. Yes, even the road closures and everything else you need to know.
Denver sees All-Star Week as the perfect opportunity to kickstart the rebound all across the city.
And a 5 Points group wants people to know it's not all about baseball this weekend. As Denver7's Liz Gilardi reports, a packed schedule of jazz is coming to Welton Street.
5 Points celebrates a rich history filled with jazz, but last year was quiet.
It was sad. It was terrible. You could just see it change the vibe of the street.
In 2020, the 5 Points Jazz Festival went virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but this weekend it's time to welcome jazz back to 5 Points.
We'll have live music on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday nights from 4 to 8 p.m. in 2 locations along Welton. That's why it's Jazz Along Welton.
The event comes at a time when downtown will already be busy with baseball fans for the All Star Game. And those events are getting a lot of attention.
The All Star Weekend, on one hand, is very attractive for people coming in out of town. What was important for us was to also build an event that people that live here could also enjoy.
And if you're already planning on heading downtown this weekend, organizers are making it easy to get to 5 Points.
In fact, it's so easy. We have hired pedicab drivers. We've hired pedicab drivers to pick you up. It's a free ride from the convention center to 5 Points and back. If you want to go back, you're not going to want to leave when you go.
And those visitors, whether they're from Denver or not, will be a welcome boost for business after a difficult year.
Financially, it was a big hit. Jazz Fest has always been our biggest day of the year.
At Goatzer, they're ready for jazz fans because it's about more than the music.
I want everyone to just, in this neighborhood, feel connected again.
But there are other communities like 5 Points who would love the love from our community, right, from our neighbors, to come and re-explore what we have.
Liz Gilardi, Denver7.
And even as things are returning to normal, more people getting back to work, but when you dig a little deeper, renters in particular are really facing some challenges. Apartment List looked at the cost of rental homes in the metro over the past year, and it found the biggest rent spike in Parker, up nearly 15% from last year. Lone Tree had the highest average rental price for a one-bedroom, $1,850 a month, and Denver saw a nearly 6% uptick. Now, it's troubling because the Denver Post reports more than 1 in 6 Coloradans are already behind on rent. A federal eviction moratorium will wrap up at the end of this month.
The trial against a man accused of shooting and killing a 13-year-old has been stopped. Police say Jeremy Webster killed Vaughn Bigelow and injured 3 others after a 2018 road rage incident in Westminster. A search warrant indicates Webster confessed to the shooting and claims to have mental health issues. Well, today, the Colorado Judicial Branch confirmed a mistrial had been declared because a key witness had an emergency medical issue and could not travel to Colorado to testify. That jury trial has now been reset for October. Students and parents anxious for a return to normalcy are getting some welcome news. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say in-person school should be a priority this fall. And some of the major takeaways: vaccinated teachers and students do not need to wear masks in school buildings. It says schools should promote vaccination by offering vaccines on site and offering time off for students and teachers to get vaccinated. It says schools can begin to ease safety rules based on local conditions and suggests they do so one at a time.
Didn't I just tell you don't ask me that?
A tense relationship playing out in a very public way.
Some things that you have to do for your job that you don't like to do. Do you want to get paid?
Should athletes be forced to give interviews despite some raising mental health concerns?
Let's put you on the stage or me on the stage at 23 years old.
We're taking a 360 look at the debate on whether media obligations have a place in pro sports.